after the rains retreat, he started a walk, which would be the last walk, the last charika that he would make. And he started walking north, back actually towards Kapilavatthu, which was his hometown. But very slowly he was walking, still giving teachings along the way. Those teachings are recorded now in the Mahaparinibbana Sutta, which records the last year of the Lord Buddha's life. And during that period, he was giving the last teachings that were to be given to the Sangha specifically, and to the 4 assemblies as well. And when he got to Pava, there he met Chanda the smith. And Chanda was the person who made the Lord Buddha's last meal. The commentaries are at pains to point out that the meal did not cause the illness, but after the meal he fell ill. And 3 months before this point, he had already given up the will to live on. And the Buddha explained that what was now Kusinara had been a great city in previous times, and it was a city where Mahasudassana, which was the Bodhisattva himself, had been a great king, and he had lived there. And he described the glories of Kusinara in the previous times, and that it was really a place worthy of a Chakravarti king, a universal monarch, to have been living. And he had been that universal monarch, Mahasudassana. So he told Ananda he wanted to go to Kusinara. And then when he got to just outside Kusinara, he lay down between 2 sala trees. And the devas from all over the universe assembled around. The Brahmas came down, all from the heavens, all the devas and the Brahmas and all the celestial beings of great power came down, and they rained down flowers and perfumes over Lord Buddha at that time. But the Lord Buddha said, "This is not how I am worshipped when I am properly worshipped. I am not properly worshipped by the offerings of flowers, by the offerings of incense, by the offerings of scented water. I am properly worshipped when people understand my teachings and put my teachings into practice." That is the highest worship that you can do of the Lord Buddha, is to put the teachings that he had given to you into practice. Then Ananda went into Kusinara, and he told the Mallas of Kusinara Lord Buddha was going to pass away on that night, and that they should come and pay their last respects. Do not let it be said that the Lord Buddha passed away in Kusinara and you didn't come and pay respect to him before he passed away. And so the Mallas came out. Mallas are a people, you know. The Mallas came out and were paying respect family by family to the Lord Buddha all through the night. And then a very interesting thing happened. One wanderer, Paribhajika, you see, heard that the Lord Buddha, who he had never met, was going to pass away on that night. And he realized it's his final opportunity to come and get teachings from the Lord Buddha, who he had heard about, but who he had never met. So he came and he told Ananda he wants to meet the Lord Buddha. And Ananda said, "No, do not bother the Lord Buddha when he's lying on his deathbed." And Subhadra said, "But this is my last chance. Maybe I won't get the chance to meet the Buddha again, then you must give me permission. And Ananda said, no, you mustn't bother the Lord Buddha when he's lying on his deathbed. And a third time he asked for permission, and the third time Ananda turned him down. And the Lord Buddha said, what is it that you're talking about? What are you discussing within my hearing? And Ananda said, there is this outside ascetic who wants to worship you. And he said, Ananda, do not turn anybody away when they want to hear teachings from the Buddha. Ananda was told to bring Subhadra to the Lord Buddha, and Lord Buddha gave teachings to Subhadra. Subhadra was ordained and he attained arahatship, and he is the last direct disciple of our Lord Buddha. At the very last moment he got ordination. And later in that night, then the Lord Buddha attained the first jhana, the second jhana, the third jhana, the fourth jhana, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh and the eighth. And then he came down through the jhanas back to the first jhana, and then he attained the second jhana, and then he attained the third jhana, and then he attained the fourth jhana. And then on the Tuesday night of Vaisakha, 543 BC, the Lord Buddha entered Parinibbana and passed away, never to return. After the Lord Buddha had passed away, then various beings, you can say, spoke verses over the Lord Buddha's body. So one of the people was Brahma Sahampati, another was Anuruddha, one of his main disciples, another was Ananda. I can't explain all of these, but one other was Sakka, the Lord of the gods, and he said something which everybody knows, has heard many, many times. Anicca vata sankhara, upadavaya dhammino, upajjitva nirujanti, tesan vupasamo sukho. Impermanent indeed are all processes. Arisen, they have the nature to decay. After arising, they come to cessation, and the stilling of them is blissful. And then when the Lord Buddha passed away, some of the people who were with him had not attained awakening. And they threw themselves on the ground, and they rolled around from left to right, and they cried and called out, too soon has the Buddha left us, too soon has the great Samana gone away. But others, who were arahats, understanding impermanence, knew that this is the nature of reality. Whatever has arisen, even Buddhas who have arisen, have the nature to pass away, and they didn't grieve over what must be. Okay, so such is the nature of the third event that took place at the Vesak night. That was a Tuesday night in 543 BC. After the Lord Buddha passed away, just to bring it to a completion, then there was 7 days of mourning, and the Malayans prepared like a mourning festival for the Lord Buddha, and then they prepared the body like they prepare the body of a universal monarch, wrapped in silk. 500 cloths of silk were wrapped around the Lord Buddha's body, and then they were ready for the cremation of the Lord Buddha. Mahakassapa had arrived and worshipped with his forehead at the feet of Lord Buddha. And after that, after he had paid his respects, right, the bier spontaneously burned, spontaneously burst into flames, and the cremation took place. After the Lord Buddha had been cremated, they collected the relics, the bones and ash that was left over from the cremation. Eventually, the relics were split into 10 sections, like this. And it's those 10 sections that were later divided up yet again by King Asoka and spread into the 84,000 viharas that he built throughout his empire. So everybody say sadhu.